Hey, good evening. Welcome to Lisa Boone Designs. I am going to be doing some mixed media art today. Fun today, doing all kinds of different things. It's like a crafter's choice. So there's like a medley of wonderful things that will inspire you. If you join the Crafty Bunch, in the description of this video, there's a link to join the Crafty Bunch on Facebook, and that is where you can see all of the creatives, all of the presentations, whether you're watching them live or on replay. There's over 22,000 people on there, and there's all kinds of different lives, different genres of from wreath making to painting to junk journaling and everything in between. You never know what you're going to get, especially when it's a crafter's choice. So they're always super fun. You get to learn about different people. So go ahead and follow all of the creatives. It's a great way to support small business. I am an advocate of supporting small businesses and shopping local. I actually have a radio show here in town, local artists, local businesses, local restaurants, all the things. So one way, I promise you, sometimes people don't understand the significance of the little things that you can do to support local businesses. You don't have to necessarily shop, but if you watch a live, if you see a post, you can like, comment, and share. And I promise you, it goes above and beyond, leaps and bounds, and helps so many different businesses to get that the bigger reach, the broader reach. So Mama P, she is telling me that it's shared. She is the host of the Crafty Bunch and this event. So thank you, Cheryl. So today I wanted to pick up where I left off. I said I was going to do a series of these mixed media sunflowers. I'm using the Iron Orchid Design stamps. I have it here, but I'm going to show you. This is the one that I did on a live. And I finished and I just wrote something. You know, I don't do the hand lettering. I wish I could. My friend Michelle Allen, she does a beautiful job with hand lettering, and I know other people do as well. But I was trying to show the different ways that you can use the stamps, because the stamps are an investment. I have them available on my website, which is lisaboondesigns.com, and you can either get them on my website. You can also shop local. So they come like this in a 12 by 12, and this particular stamp is one of my favorites. There's a series of 3, the chrysanthemum and the peonies, and I might be out of stock on a couple. I have to get some back in. I think I have chrysanthemum and peonies. There is an open flower design, so the sky's the limit with these stamps. True for all of them. There's so much that you can do. So this is just an example. On the back, you can always stamp set. So you can see right here on the top, there's the 2 different stamps that you get, and they're really, really large. So here's my hand. This one big sunflower is massive, and then they also come with masks. So I showed how you can use masks in different ways. I just this is I think it's mixed media paper, or it might be watercolor. No, this is the mixed media paper. And so I collaged it so that you could see the text. Then I stamped it, and then I went and I painted the black after I stamped it. And then after my live, I outlined it with a fine line pen, and then added some gold accents, and then wrote the gold. So that's one way. Some gold accents, and then wrote the gold. So that's one way. And then during the live, I showed how you can take the mask and place it down. I don't want to mess myself up. I do have the mask here, but I have it set. So anyway, I put the mask here, and then I painted, and I kind of like a reverse stencil, and then stamped it on the inside. And I didn't even finish it, but I kind of like it just like this. It looks really pretty. And then, you know, you can do so much more. You can paint on the inside. You can use the crayons or the watercolor, and then I show just regular stamping with masking so that you can layer all of the stamps. So there's so many different ways to use it, and that's what I wanted to talk about. But I wanted to play, and I wanted to explore a different way of doing it. So I did a collage master board. This is how I started this one. but we're going to do it differently. So I started that already. I've let this dry. Now what I want to do is whenever I do these collages like this, I like to use gesso or white paint. And this is not gesso. I usually have gesso in that container. I'm using a different one today. I'm using the one that I actually have on my website. But no harm, no foul, because we're going to be using this again. So to decoupage. So this is what I poured on here. It's use this on these mixed media for decoupaging. So we're going to be using this. I have this available on my website. Decoupaging. So we're going to be using this. I have this available on my website. It's a heavy gesso. And I'm just going to plop in different areas. And what it does is tones everything down. Now on these examples, hey Sherry, I actually gessoed the papers front and back before my live. On this one, I gessoed it front and back. I did not have time to do that today, but I will gesso the back side later. So I'm going to take my brush. Sometimes I take my finger. But I like doing this. I'm just going to lightly go over everything. It just kind of pushes everything back. I don't necessarily want to see all of the text. Some of it is Bible pages. Some of it is hymnal pages. Some of it is just gibberish. I don't know. I got it from different books. And I just want to tie this all together. And that's what the gesso does. It just helps tie it all together and makes this more neutral and cohesive so that you can layer on some different things. And I love being able to layer other things on. And it makes it fun and it's exploratory and it's just creative playtime. It's just a great way to have fun and play with your stash, play with your scraps. And see what you come up with. And so I'm doing this in a book right now. Hey Brenda, happy Wednesday. Thank you for hopping on here. Guys, don't forget to, like I said at the beginning, like, comment, and share. Follow all of the creatives. Refresh your page to see the next artist in the side of the Crafty Bunch. If you're watching me on my page, or you might be on YouTube, hop on over to Facebook and go to the Crafty Bunch, the link. So here this is. And see how it just tones it down a little bit, but you can still see the text. Another way that you can do it is by using the back side of, let me see if I can get it, a napkin. And you can decoupage that on, and that also helps, especially if you want some texture. You can crinkle it, and that's always, I do that a lot, and it just adds more depth, and it adds, some weight also to your paper. It just changes it up. And then you can always go back and add some more paint, some more or gesso, whatever you're using. It's just so much fun to play with your stuff and just relax and have fun. Like, it's one of my favorite things. So I'm just hitting this with the dryer. It's almost there. And again, we're going to be stamping and playing with the Iron Orchid Design stamps and creating some mixed media art. And all mixed media, if you're new to mixed media, all that is using different paints, different layers, different textures. I love doing raised stenciling with my mixed media art. I'm just going to give this a second to cool off a little bit. It's a little damp. It's still a little bit wet, but I think that it's going to be okay. I have some watercolor here that I brought to play with. I have some stamps. I have some napkins. I have some tissues. I have different elements that we're going to play with. Hey, Jenny, how are you, girl? So before I get started, I have this napkin. And I have tons of napkins. I actually have napkin kits. So if you're interested in one of them, it has like a mishmash of all kinds of napkins because I'm all the time getting napkins. and it's super, super fun to decoupage with. I've decoupaged furniture, all kinds of things. So what I want to do is show you how I did this. This is a really, really cool trick. So I'm going to be using this. I'm going to make sure I had this set so that I would not mess it up. Okay, wait. Sometimes it's hard, especially with this napkin, to see what I was doing. I think it's this way. Is it? I think it'll work. Let me see. I always struggle with this part. I had it too. Moving it to see, I think, okay, this is how it kind of goes. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be perfect. Hey, Lydia, it's perfectly okay. But this is how I did this. I'm going to show you. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I played with it and I tested it out. So I have, this is the mask for this stamp. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this. So I have my napkin that I covered up just now. Where is my napkin? Okay, wait a minute. I'm famous for having something right here on the table. I didn't get up. Here it is. All right. So I had this